Good morning. This live is starting off well. Happy Saturday. Stay away from any black cubes and triangles today, because that's how Saturn gets you. Um, Today was, the reason why the Jews have Sabbath on Saturday, Saturn Day. Giant hexagon on the top of Saturn. We don't want to get too crazy on this because this is a financial podcast. But I mean, how can you talk about finance without talking about the planets? How can you talk about finance without talking about Saturn? The whole financial system today, the financial market is the Saturn market. So, what a good day to talk about that on beautiful Saturn day. Um, there's a reason why it's not in the Pleasure Matrix weekend. We take Sunday and Monday, fun day, and my day. Because Saturn Day is just it's got some wicked energy, if you know what I mean. Yesterday was Friday the 13th. Um, Definitely some witch energy coming from this one. Definitely, she kind of had some like spells that were going down a little bit. You would love to share a cell with me? Damn, dude, that's fucking sick. It's a little gay, and I appreciate the sentiment. um, you in jail now? They let you watch this stuff? No, that's cool. I appreciate it. I'm not really, you know, cut out for I mean, I don't see myself going to jail anytime in the future. If I do, though, they better watch out, because
What are you gonna start a little mini economy in there?
I'm gonna start an economy in there. I'm gonna start a whole thing. It's gonna be great. The prison guards are gonna get in on it. The warden's gonna get in on it. We're gonna create our own city state, and then the United States is gonna have a problem, because I will have created a city state within a penitentiary, and we would rise up against the fucking Saturn armies of the United States, and eventually they would just leave us alone to do our own thing. We would install floor to ceiling windows everywhere, of course, because don't want to prison. Aesthetics are all wrong, absolutely wrong. Well, so but yeah, the city state, it would be lit. People love city states. People like coming out. um When's the last time you went to a city state just to chill? Or you been to you been to the Vatican anytime recently?
The last city state I was in was the District of Columbia.
Yeah. What were you doing there? Just some secret deals that.
My mom and I were visiting her boyfriend after they were like kind of breaking up, and I went to a music festival.
Was he MI? Was he the one from Sweden or whatever?
He was from like Sweden, and he had a job working for international labor unions and traveled all over the world.
He's a union. He's a union greaser. That's what he was.
Yep, that was just Carl Leinonen.
Carl Leinonen, lobbyist, greaser, union guy, DC pundit, really big fish. Lori McGregor couldn't handle it. Got a little too slippery for Lori. Slipped right out of Lori's grasp. To the dismay of the children, is what I hear. The children liked him a lot. Oh, god damn.
Oh my goodness.
What? Can't forget. I have one sponsor. It's automatic. Let's make it rain. Come on. So we're placing these bets. I'm talking about people. I'm talking about stonks. If you want to get in, if you want to start, if you want to place a bet on the social economy, this is your chance. This is how you do it. So here are the links. Very legend. What do you want? What's your thing? You're just trying to get some screen time? Don't I give you screen time enough? Don't I tilt the camera towards you when it's time for you?
I just wanted to boost the algorithm for when there was
Oh
links.
yeah,
Because a white
if
woman's
there's a
head.
white woman on screen and there's money links, it happens, bro. Some fucking filthy Arab coming on this thing trying to do it. We can't even, you know. All of our money is inherited through the ground. It seeps through the sand, seeps through the ground, oozes out. It's hard for us to generate anything. Um, but that's just generational programming. So smash that Tumpal, make it rain. Let's go. Um, so yeah, I'm not really scared of that because of the city-state possibility, and could go into all my fears about whatever jail, but I don't have that many when I think of it that way. And just the kinship between bros, have a little break from women for a while. Don't have to. I mean, they do still have conjugal visits. No, they do not. When was that a thing? That seems like such a chaotic fucking thing that they ever even had conjugal visits. I'm not anti-conjugal visits. I just don't see how they would have managed that and like regulated it, or if it even was regulated, or what was going on with that. Anyway, enough about prison. Let's move on to the getting out of the prison that you are in right now. Segue.
Ooh.
Like that? Yeah, bro. Ever feel what it feels like to be to bust loose? Bust loose from the prison game, bro. Cause right now, you know, things are just going to get more authoritarian. People are going to become more defeated. People are really scared right now. It's going to get bad, but we don't have to talk about all that because that's all you see. When you open up Twitter, all you see is like, oh, the Armageddon is coming. Even if people are too pussy to put it in those terms, that's what everyone's saying. Because we're going back on lockdowns. Anthony Fauci is saying, do what you're told. Um, if you're a liberal, you're scared of all the conservatives who are now taken to the streets. You don't know who's going to win the president, the orange man or the senile man. It's confusing. You don't know where to turn to. I encourage you to stop listening as much to what you can listen, but stop believing that stuff. Or there's two choices. You got to believe none of it, or you got to believe all of it, and then choose. But if you believe all of it, you got to also believe this. That is what's happening. If you believe none of it, you're looking for a belief system that sits outside of that. You know, double-headed snake, which is current whatever politics, political climate. Anytime the binary is presented to you in the pain matrix in like a very you can tell when it's snaky. Then you're looking for something else, and this is a great way to boost yourself out of where you're at. And um, Daylight Army is not really like accepting people or anything. It's not so much we did that. We had people live with us. We did the whole thing where uh, uh, it's not like it will never happen again. It was a prototype. Things we got a lot out of it. And if you want to learn all about Daylight Farming, don't excuse me for assuming that you know what is even going on. Why would you? You're just a Periscope user. You're just, logging on. You see a handsome man on cam. You're trying to get in. You hear the buzzword Saturn. A lot of you were just informed by your algorithm that we were talking about Saturn, and you were like, your black cube heads like turned fucking 90 degrees, and you're like, whoa, what's going on over there? Well, I'll tell you what's going on over here. Building the pleasure matrix. And we can if you've already circled your square or squared your circle, What is it? Square your circle, circle your square.
Well, you want to circle your square.
Do you want to Okay, we're gonna circle your square, bro. So a lot of people got cube heads. You know, Microsoft is just dropping the new Xbox. The new Xbox is a black cube. It's the obelisk, not the obelisk, the monolith. I was supposed to stay at the monolith that was erected in New York, right by the Twin Towers. It was the Millennium Hilton. Look up Millennium Hilton monolith, 2001 Space Odyssey, 2001, 2001 Space Odyssey monolith, 9/11. The Millennium Hilton that was scheduled to be there during 9/11 ended up getting a tip from some people in Israeli intelligence, aka my grandparents, not to go. We went to DC instead. Went to the Pentagon. Just kidding. It was we didn't go to the Pentagon, but we went to DC like 3 weeks earlier, not later. Imagine going to DC 3 weeks after 9/11 as like on vacation, just going to check out. Oh, you just like it's just the vibe it's a vibey place to take some time off.
Love a death cult trip.
So we ended up pushing our trip up early, like 3 weeks, and going to DC.
You saw DC right before the last trip like that.
We did. We saw DC before the War on Terror. Imagine that, bro. Can you even imagine DC before the War on Terror? I mean, I was born in 1992, and I barely have any sense of the 90s. I just remember there was like a vibe. Everyone was kind of like more like there was like a chillness in the world, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I also I lived in Northern California, and I went to kind of a hippie school, like a more hippie school. I went to Montessori. Literally, they tricked all the kids into thinking that our principal, who was named Wanda, was the woman from the Magic School Bus. And she used to read from the Magic School Bus and convince us all that she was the woman from the Magic School Bus.
It's so weird when adults do like lies in that way. My guidance counselor did that.
I don't know if it was I don't know if I'm just making that up, or I'm pretty sure or like as a kid I just latched on. But I think she played with it. I'm pretty sure she was like, yeah, I'm the woman from the Magic School Bus. So it made my whole like early schooling, childhood stuff feel like way more surreal than it actually was. Or maybe it just was surreal, but I don't know. It's fucking Northern California, so everything's MI and crazy. But then when I transitioned, and I don't love, if I was to rewrite that shit, I would definitely, I'm not even anti-Montessori, I guess. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to be like anti-whatever. I would have loved to not be changed up so quickly into a school with only 5 people in it. I wish I didn't go to objectivist cult school, to be honest. I got some stuff out of it, but I already had so much of that cult shit at home. It would have been nice to be in a school with a bunch of different kids, because I was popular. I was popular-ish. I was still weird. I don't think you could stop me from being weird. I think weird is just in my bones. But I feel like I had more promise with more people around, instead of okay, now you're in this tiny school and it's Orange County. In Orange County, it's fucking insane. So yeah, I think I would have just stayed in that. I would have just been raised there and maybe gone, I don't know, till 6th grade there, then gone to a normal middle school, and then I don't care. It could have stayed private. I'm not mad at private schools. I think public education as a general thing is kind of insane. I don't think there should be public schools. I think things should be private, whether or not it's expensive or not. But I don't know. I just think public education is whack. At least in this country. I mean, maybe if we were under the right dictatorship or something.
North Korea.
North Korea. What? Jesus Christ! Emily wants to talk about North Korean schools now. Do you have anything?
Hey, I was a substitute teacher.
And you think that North Korea has better education?
If we're talking about effective public education and what it's for, yeah, North Korea is
What?
a
They're
great
better at
example.
brainwashing?
Yeah, it's just more straight to the point, efficient. I'm not
Less
sure.
gobbledygook, I guess is what she's trying to say. It's efficient, but isn't it kind of scary when Emily talks about military dictatorships and like what's more effective for brainwashing? Maybe she should stick to talking about cupcakes and pies and stuff. Or maybe she should only talk about military dictatorships. It's just like it gives me the chills, bro, because she actually has. She's kind of scary.
It's in my blood.
What's in your blood?
Talking about military dictatorships. I'm like half German. You know, I'm from a people of order from chaos kind of vibe. You look visibly frightened.
I'm not frightened. I just, it's a little uncomfortable. But I guess I chose this path.
You made me in your hologram, so.
Whatever. I did make you in my hologram to show me just to let me gaze into the abyss of darkness.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, it's been lit. I mean, I think it's worked out quite well. Wash it all. Wash every little bit. I don't think you are capable right now of washing it all. So why don't you start? Start washing. See how it feels. Do the thing. Get it done. Alright? I'm going live every day. Don't get confused. It hits different when you wash. It really does. Yeah, man. So da da da. Oh, I had this crazy dream last night. I can tell you about my dream. I was at a juggalo house. So we were staying. Me and Emily were staying at this juggalo, like huge juggalo like commune. I think it was like a big indoor thing, and there was a room in the back that we were staying at. That was kind of like the place we're staying now, but it was just like in this juggalo warehouse. Um, so we would go out, and there was all these Greek statues that like the juggalos had, and there was like a juggalo religion, and I kind of was like the Jesus who was like overturning the money tables or whatever, and I went and I started knocking down all of the statues. At the Juggalo church. I guess it was a Juggalo church or something. And then people started responding, and they were like, "Whoa, yes, finally, someone's knocking down all the statues," and people were like rejoicing for me. And eventually, the Juggalos were a very peaceful people. I think at one point it was like weird because at some points they would get kind of violent, but then you would just have to be like, "Yo, what's going on?" and like mediate it really. And then they just were like, "Actually, we're very peaceful. We just get confused sometimes." And then I think we were like, there was like all of these intricate. I tried Fago. Well, there was like this thing. It turned into this. Basically the standing priest of the Juggalos came to us and was like, "You can stay here rent free for as long as you want, and live amongst us as king and queen of the Juggalos." Basically, not really. It wasn't really like that. It was more of a brotherly love kind of situation. But he was like really accepting of us and really wanting us to stay with them. So we did, and then it became like a Juggalo feast, and there was a part where there was like the Fago tradition, and it was like a yogurt. Have you ever been to one of those frozen yogurt places where you like do your own yogurt and then you put the toppings on or whatever? It was like a yogurt land of Fago, and we were trying all these different Fago flavors, and they were all awful. And it was like this weird, like oatmeal-y kind of like something that normal people would never like. And I was like, Juggalos like this? Are these like? And they were like almost half Amish, half Juggalo. There was like this vibe to it, because I don't think I mean Juggalos live in like they have the gathering. This was like the gathering being like a year long. Like people are always gathering. I don't know that much about current Juggalo communities, if this is a thing, but it was kind of inspiring. Then eventually, I think Wiz and Koa ended up being there. Wiz was like holding court with a bunch of Juggalos who were really into him. And then, like, I guess my mom was hanging out with Kim Hansen, like my kind of like adopted white mother, my adulthood white mom. And then they came because they heard that the party was so good. They came. They were like in Kansas for some reason. We were like in the somewhere in the middle of in the Midwest or something. They came to the party. And it was kind of like, oh, I think I hugged Kim and then I gave my mom like a handshake, and she got kind of like, oh, damn, she got put in her place with that. And then what? I don't know. I think they were like, oh, and then ended up we saw the rooms that we were actually gonna stay in. And it was like these like curtained off like cots next to like the swimming pool, and we were like, oh, actually, like maybe we don't want to stay.
Well, we just
This is
totally
bad.
mixed
I
with
can't do
Juggalo
this. I do
friends.
not want to be like. And I think at the end it was like maybe the symbolism is like the Juggalo community, which is like the pain matrix, is trying to like reintegrate us. Like, come, you can be the king and queen of the pain. You can be the pain king and queen.
Wow.
Um, King Payman, bro. And then uh, we kind of got hypnotized a little bit, but then we drank the Fago, and the Fago was really bad. So we're like, yeah, what y'all are doing, drinking, and doing drugs and all that shit is just not working.
Was them trying to get us to drink the Fago like how if you eat any food in the underworld, you can't leave?
I don't think so. Maybe though. Maybe it was like this was like the Odyssey. Whoa, they should totally make the Odyssey where they go to Gathering of the Juggalo, and that's like the island of the Lotus Eaters or whatever. um, that's a great thought I just had. They already remade the Odyssey into like, oh brother, where art thou? I'm talking about like a 2020 Odyssey. Sometimes I feel like I'm on the 2020 Odyssey, and right now maybe I'm just at the Cyclops level or something because it's hard. I'm just trying to get home. Not home in any. I'm trying to get to New Jeru, bro. It's not that hard though. I gotta say, I sure sometimes I'm a bitch. I like to whine about shit and say like, oh, everything I have to go live today. It's not actually that bad, bro. Once you are fueled and filled with the belief in what you're doing, rest is easy, and all of the little hurdles are not really that big of hurdles. They're only really big hurdles if you have doubt. If you're full in belief and led by faith or whatever, um, it doesn't have to be that hard. It all just becomes soft work. It all just becomes, what you do without really thinking. Without overthinking. You're still thinking. You're still using your whatever, your blobbity blah, your brain. I call my brain my blobbity blah. There's not a lot going on here. A word from Emily. Do you want to do a little bump for Automat?
Yeah. Hey. This is our sponsor, Automat. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, get in here.
We got a ton of links going on here, and hey, if you enjoy content, which I think you do, what better content king than Jesus over here? Smash the PayPal. You're gonna appreciate it more if you pay for it.
Bro, I'm not just the king of content, bro. I'm the king of kings, Lord of lords.
It's true.
She likes to make me sound smaller than I am. It's her way of, I don't know, keeping me down.
I was gonna say, keeping me.
Apparently, I can't be controlled right now.
Keeping you to myself. I'm trying to contain the greatness. Trying to fucking hoard it because I huff off of it, and I'm afraid that it'll leave me forever if everyone else realizes how great it is.
Yeah, that's why my PR is at an all-time low. That's why I look like I stink, basically.
That's not my fault.
What? I think it is, bro. We identified, bro. It might be a spell that you put on me.
I am a witch, so.
Anyway, yeah. Hell yeah. Heck yeah. Well, enjoy the rest of your Saturn day. Stay away from black cubes today. Stay away from suspect-looking triangles. Anything upside down, avoid. Anything that's like a reversal on a mirror of something, be very careful about mirrors. I've been trying not to whistle in the house anymore.
Oh, thank you.
Not because of her. I don't really give a shit. It's more that I think it's like bad luck. Whistling in the house, I never really realized that it can be a vibe. But I'm just trying it out. Sometimes you hear about something like whistling in the house, and you're like, oh, maybe I don't have everything I want because I whistle in the house. It's not true. I don't. It's not that simple. And don't get fooled into thinking it's that simple that because you whistle in the house you don't have everything you want. It's because you drink and you smoke and you don't say your desires out loud and you basically have low self-esteem and all that comes with it. That you're not ready to start your bungee jump fall. Well, bungee jump, well, whatever. They cut the cord at the very last minute and you just fall through the ground. It's lit. Well, it's been fucking real. See you later.